Hey guys, Steve here. My latest project is that I'll be camoing up my synthetic stock of my son's 410 caliber shotgun. So I've pulled apart the barrel and receiver. At this stage I'm just going to be camoing up the plastic foregrip and buttstock. So I've taken off the rubber recoil pad, taken off the screw that's inside there. This is slipped straight off, and this is the foregrip, which is in two parts. Removed all the steel bits and ready to go. So basically what I've done is I've wiped down the receiver with a thinner, 2K thinner, just to get any oils and grit off. Now I'm actually using a scouring pad just to roughen up the surface, and then next I'll be applying a plastic undercoat, which allows you to paint over the top. Then I'll be using a tan as my base coat, and then my camo as my actual hydro dipping. So anyway, that's me having pulled it all apart. The next time you see me in a video will be having undercoated and ready to hydro dip. Thank you. Hi guys, today I'm going to be hydro dipping my plastic stock of my shotgun. It's just a 410. It was black, I think I showed you that before. I've actually cleaned it all down with a thinner to get any oily residue off. I've actually used a plastic adhesion undercoat, plastic adhesion promoter. I've seen some guys that haven't used that, they've gone straight to the base coat, but I chose to use that. After that dried, I've applied an undercoat, a tan colour or cove colour, which is my base for my camo. The next stage is to actually dip the stock. But because I haven't done it before and I'm a little bit nervous, I thought I'd experiment with my phone case, my iPhone case. So what I've done is I've gone through the same process with the case, in that I've given it a good clean. A couple of little marks here I don't care about, it's just a test. I've used the plastic undercoat, and then I've given it a top coat, which is that colour called Cove, which is a tan. What I've done also is I've basically measured out the film. I'm basically going to be going down like that and then inserting. Got my activator. So I just wanted to show you how I was going to measure that out. Now I'm going to be cutting that out and then clipping the sides, which I'll show you in a moment. Okay, so I've just masked this out. I'm going to just cut the film. I'll leave a little bit of that tape on there for the next job that I do. As I said, I've seen a whole heap of videos, and basically I recommend that you cut the film with the tape on there. So that's what I'm doing. And also I'm going to be putting in some corner relief, which they show you to do as well. So I'll do that right now. So there's my film. I'm gonna basically cut the corners to give it an opportunity to expand. Now the guys cut all the way around. I'm only gonna cut the corners, as I'm gonna put some tape in my dipping bath to give it a border so it doesn't expand too far. Okay, there's a little bit of this stuck to that. Get rid of that. A little bit of the edge, which we don't need. So basically the idea is you lay the sheet into the water, make sure there's no bubbles, and then put your activator on. So I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, I've just got my my film. They're telling me sticky side down, which is what I'm doing. I've put a border in here. I'm just going to lay it down and get all the bubbles out. Probably come a little bit too close with that border. I just might move it out if I get the chance to. Now I should start my timer. It says about 60 seconds for the film to hydrate. And while it's doing that, I'll just quickly move this over. That's moved. I'll just move this one over a little bit as well. Now this is the first time I'm ever doing this, guys, so if I'm doing it wrong, I'll just rip the film a little bit. If I'm doing it wrong, you know why, because it's the first time I've ever done it. Okay. That's it there. Now, there's a bit of a bubble there. I've ripped the film a little bit here. I've torn it here a little bit as well. I'm not so overly worried as I'm actually going to be working in the main area there. So when I place, so that's 60 seconds. I'll stop my timer if it wants to stop. Okay, now I've got my activator. Alright, so I'm going to activate now. This is my HVLP. I've got on a 15 PSI. Oops. Well, I stopped that one up. I reckon my pressure was up too high. Okay, well the first time I tried this, I had the pressure on my air gun too high for the activator, and it blew the sheet apart. So let's just try that again. This time I've turned it down. We'll place the sheet in the water. See if we can get in a... Make sure there's no bubbles. It's probably been in there for about 20 seconds. I'll give it another few seconds. Probably give it 20 seconds from now. Probably been in there for 40 already, so there's my timer. Paper's starting to rip already. Might have been maybe when I taped it up, touched it up too much. It started to separate there and there and there. So I've cut the corners as they suggest in a lot of the videos so it can expand. I've got my borders in place so it doesn't expand too far. And there's my timer. So I'm going to turn on my HVLP, which is my air gun. It's a little bit loud, so hopefully I won't blow apart the material again. Okay, I'm going to activate the sheet now. Okay, take the pedal apart. Got my little screen, and slowly but surely at a 30-degree angle, I've got no idea how this is going to work out. I've never done it before. It could be a dog's breakfast, or it could be good. I'll just get rid of my bits of tape so I can clear away the material. And up we come. Looks pretty nice actually. Looks very, very nice. Wow. I didn't expect that. There it is. First run. I'm going to go and rinse it off now under fresh water, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've just done my dip, and just rinsing off my part, which is my phone case. Apparently you're supposed to rinse off the plastic, the PVC, whatever it is, until all the gloss is gone. I hope my wife doesn't see this, because I'm getting residue in our good bathtub. No comments, please. So I'll just keep rinsing for a few minutes. Now the final part of this, after the part dries, is I'm actually going to put a clear coat on it. And I bought a 2K, which is an automotive clear, in a semi-gloss. Now the reason why I bought an automotive and not the one from the local hardware store is because I want it to be hard wearing, especially since I'm preparing to do a gun stock. I definitely don't want it to chip off or come off with any of the solvents that I'll be using to clean my firearm. This looks amazing. I'm really wrapped with it. It's never done it before. It looks really good. Better than I expected. And I'll be back to you soon. Okay, I'm just going to clear coat this. I've got a 2K Clear Express in a semi-gloss. It's an automotive clear. I wanted a heavy-duty clear, so that's what I'm using. Starting with the front edges, which are the hard-to-get-to bits. Then I'm going to do the edges. Now, I'm not wearing a mask, but I'm outside, so... Looks nice. And there's my clear coat. A couple little pinholes. Maybe I'll let it dry and give it another one. You can kind of see it's a little bit drawn in where some of the paint's drawn it in. So I'll just give that a little bit of time. And I'll give it another coat when it dries off a little bit. Okay, I've done my phone case. Came up really well. I'm about to do the forestock. I've got my my back stock as well. I've cut up a sheet of the camo. Basically, the technique that I'm going to use is I'm going to go in at that angle and then place it down and see how it comes up. So hopefully it comes up a treat. I've just got this bit of coat hanger just to help me dip. So I'll see you outside of the dipping tank. Okay, so guys have been buying their own activator, and that's fine. I've actually made my own. I've seen a couple of people do this. I've used a 2K automotive thinner, which is there's medium, fast and slow. I've used the medium, mixing 70% 2K thinner and 30% xylene. Doing that, it gives me an activator that works perfectly. Seen other guys do it, and spoken to a couple of professionals. They seem to do that as well. So seems to be a good combination and a cheap way of making an activator, half the price of the purchased ones. Okay, so about to do my foregrip. I've got my film. I'll just place it in the tub of water. I'll give it about 60 seconds to hydrate. Now, it looks like there's a couple of air bubbles. Okay, looks pretty good. There's one big one just there. Okay, that's gone. I don't see any more. Okay, now while that's hydrating, I'll go and get my stock, which I'm not wearing gloves this time because I've actually got a bit of coat hanger. So the idea is that I'll be placing in this at that angle. Maybe I will hold it a little bit. I'll do that. Time is finished. So just so it doesn't go wobbly on me, I'll probably place it at that angle and then go in. I'm just going to turn on my air compressor and be a bit noisy, so pardon me. going to activate the film. Okay, there's a couple of little bubbles here. I'll try and avoid those. There's one there and one there, so I'll actually try and activate on this side. So here goes. Good luck. Nice and slow. Okay. Maybe I should have put on my gloves after all. Yep. Just agitate that. And from where I look, see, it looks pretty nice. Just get rid of this tape so I can take my part out. I definitely should have worn my gloves, because now I have ink all over me. Just give it a bit more of an agitation, and we bring it up, and that is beautiful, absolutely stunning. So I'm going to go and give that a rinse off, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so I'm just here in the tub again, just rinsing off my force stock. Actually come up really nice. I'm really impressed. So apparently you just got to keep rinsing until the PVC or whatever it is that holds the paint together goes. Just turn that up a little bit more without getting wet. That's why I got wet last time, because I wet myself like I just did then. Anyway, just give this a good rinse. Really happy with that. That's just come up $1 million. And no air bubbles trapped on it. And as I said, I've never done this before other than my phone case. And I'll just keep rinsing that, and I'll come back to you when I'm ready to give it a clear coat. Okay, I've got my water at 30 degrees Celsius, which is about, I think, 78, something like that Fahrenheit. I've got my sheet cut to where I want it to be, and now I'm going to place it in the water. Hopefully I don't get any bubbles. Now this is like perfect for this particular sheet. Now, there's a couple of wrinkles in there that I want to get rid of. Now I'm going to time this for, just take off my glove. And I'll time this for probably 30 seconds because I've already had it in there. Now there's a little bit of a crease there. So if there's any bubbles, that crease is gone. All right, looks like all the bubbles are gone. Sheet's nice and glossy. There's my timer stopped. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the with my HVLP. I think I'll just make a bit of noise with my activator. Okay, just going to do some activating. Okay, that looks like it's starting to separate. So I'll start with the back of the stock. I'll go slowly and carefully, and hopefully it will work. Now I can already see where some of the sheet didn't stick. I reckon I'll need to do some touching up. And I reckon I should have needed a bigger sheet. That's what I reckon's happened, because I can see through that already there's some bits that I'm going to need to fix up because it didn't stick properly. I've got a bit of stretching. Not ideal. Not ideal. Let's have a look. So that side looks reasonable, but this side is pretty poor. You can see I've got a couple of flat spots up there, which is pretty pathetic. I reckon I've got a bit of stretch happening. So what I want to do is rinse this off, and then I'm going to touch that section up. So I'll be back to you soon. Okay, I'm going to have to do a bit of a touch-up job on this stock that I just did, because I stretched the film as I went in, and it wasn't good. Bit of a bubble there, bit of a big bubble. It's gone, thank you very much. So I just want to show you what I'm going to attempt to do. So you can see here, the film broke apart and it stretched here. So what I'm really going to do is just dip this edge here, and hopefully it will repair the damage. Probably won't look great, but it's just a field gun, so it won't matter so much. Anyway, let's hope for the best, and hopefully you guys can do a better job on your ones. Now, I don't know if that's going to really fit, so I'll just go in that way to get that bit, and then I might have to go in this way to get that bit. We'll see how we go. All right, I'm going to turn on my HVLP with my activator. Here goes. That's already coming apart. I'm going to have to work quickly. First I'm going to dip this edge, and then through to there. Hopefully that's deep enough, and shake it all about, and out we come. Now there's a bit of a double dip here, you can see that. It's not great, but it's rectified the issue that I had. There's also a little bit over here that I wanted to touch up, which I can just do maybe there, which I have. It's not great, it sort of looks like it's got a double film, but what else can you do? Maybe I'll just complete the dip on this side. Maybe that didn't work as well as I wanted it to. Anyway, I'll go wash off this crap, and hopefully it's come up well. Okay guys, we did a bit of a dip before, and there was a bit of a stretch mark on this side, and there was a missed area here. And so what I did was I tried to repair by doing a second dip, and you kind of see there's a bit of an overlay of two dips. It's not great, but look, it's my first project. I'm happy with it. It's just a 410 caliber for my son with a synthetic stock. Lessons learned. I've seen a couple of guys do this now, and it's actually to dip the stock in two parts. So to dip it like that once, and then rinse it off, mask up the other side, and then do a second dip that way. And that's what I'm actually going to do for my, my actual gun itself. So right now I'm just going to apply a Clearcoat to this, and that's pretty much done with this. The next time I'll show you, we'll have the gun back together. Thanks. Hi guys, so I've put back together my 410 with the camo stock and Foregrip. I'm really happy with the way it's come up. The only thing that I'd change is I'd probably use a different clear, probably use a matte clear rather than a semi-gloss. It's got a bit of a shine on it. But as I said, this is not really my duck gun, it's just my son's 410, and it's just his little plinking gun. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and if anything, I might just use some of these Scotch-Brite pads and just sort of sand it back just to get rid of the shine. But all in all, very happy with the way it's come up for my first Hydro Dip project, and I hope you enjoyed the process and learnt from my mistakes. Thank you.